In this chapter we deal with Newton's laws of motion. What are the concepts involved? Force. Net force. The gravitational force. Friction force. Mass of a body. Particle. Weight of a body. Newton's first law. Newton's second law. Newton's third law of motion. Free body diagram. Inertia. Equilibrium. Particle. Rigid body. Inertial reference frames. Momentum. Coriolis force. Before we get into the concepts, we digress into when are two concepts independent. Concepts of physics can also be viewed as vocabulary, jargon, or words. If that sounds academic, consider the number of concepts, say 1000, of which only 250 are independent. Should you remember 250 or 1000? Consider vector as ordered tuple of numbers in n-dimensional Euclidean space. 1, 2, and 3-dimensional vectors are special cases. If you know the general definition, you can easily relate it to special case. We define two concepts A and B as independent if the concept network shows A and B to have one different parent node. A monkey and banyan tree have different parent nodes. The former has animal as parent while the latter has tree as parent. See concept.png. In physics, heat and mass are independent, both are root nodes. Two different units, heat and mass units, are joules and kg. 3. Specific heat and specific gravity are independent, though both are specific. See concept1.png. 4. Newton's first law and Newton's second law are not independent, as the former is a special case of the latter. However, you should know what the name Newton's first law refers to. 5. The 7 independent quantities in physics, known as fundamental or base quantities, are the foundational, independent building blocks of the International System of Units, SI. These quantities cannot be defined in terms of other quantities and are used to derive all other physical quantities, such as force, velocity, and energy. 1. Length. 2. Mass. 3. Time. 4. Ampere. 5. Kelvin. 6. Amount of substance. 7. Luminous intensity. Electric charge is a fundamental, inherent property of matter, but in the SI system of units, it is considered a derived quantity, not a fundamental base unit. Instead, electric current, ampere, is defined as a fundamental quantity because it is easier to measure experimentally. Problem 1. XZ Main 2026, online, January 28 morning shift. A block of mass 5 kg is moving on an inclined plane which makes an angle of 30 degrees with the horizontal. Friction coefficient between the block and inclined plane surface is square root of 3 divided by 2. The force to be applied on the block so that the block will move down without acceleration is how many newtons? A.25, B.12.5, C.15, D.7.5. Identify Newton's second law, friction force, weight free body diagram. Setup. Please see P1 setup.png. Note that weight equals mass multiplied by acceleration due to gravity equal to 50 n. Execute. Please see the PNG P1 solution clearly. Option B is correct. Problem 2. XZ Main 2026, online, January 24 evening shift. A flexible chain of mass hangs between two fixed points at the same level. The inclination of the chain with the horizontal at the 2 points of support is 30 degrees. Considering the equilibrium of each half of the chain, the tension of the chain at the lowest point is A mg. B square root of 3 divided by 2 multiplied by mg. C 1 divided by 2 multiplied by mg. D square root of 3 multiplied by mg. Identify Newton's second law, weight, trigonometry free body diagram. Setup. Please see the PNG P2 solution. Execute. Please see the PNG P2 solution. As the PNG shows, B is the right answer. Please like, share and subscribe to Physics channel. To get free 1. Specific doubt clearance, problem solution guidance. 2. Download concept cards, formula cards. 3. Listen to downloaded chapters anywhere. This is an XIITN IIT Madras channel. Problem 3. XE Main 2026, online, January 21st morning shift. Please see the PNG problem 3.png. A 4 kg mass moves under the influence of a force given by INJ components. The mass starts from origin at t equals 0. Find velocity and position after 2 sec in terms of INJ components. Identify Newton's second law, velocity and position. Setup. Please see the PNG P3 solution. Execute. Please see the PNG P3 solution. Problem 4. XE Main 2025, online, April 7th evening shift. Please see the PNG problem 4.png. Identify Newton's second law, velocity and position. Setup. Please see problem 4 figure. Execute. Please problem 4 figure. Please note the clever use of chain rule for differentiation. Problem 5. XE Advanced 2025 Paper 2 online. A projectile of mass 200 g is launched in a viscous medium at an angle 60 degrees. With the horizontal, with an initial velocity of 270 meters per second. It experiences a viscous drag force with the drag coefficient is 0.1 kilograms per second. And v is the instantaneous velocity of the projectile. The projectile hits a vertical wall after 2 seconds. Taking e equals 2,7. How much is the horizontal distance of the wall from the point of projection in meters? Please see also problem 5.png. Identify Newton's second law. Setup. Please see P5 setup. Execute. Please see P5 solution. Problem 6. XE Advanced 2021 Paper 1 online. A projectile is thrown from a point O on the ground at an angle 45 degrees from the vertical and with a speed 5.2 m/s. The projectile at the highest point of its trajectory splits into 2 equal parts. One part falls vertically down to the ground, 0.5 s after the splitting. The other part, t seconds after the splitting, falls to the ground at a distance x meters. From the point O, the acceleration due to gravity g equals 10 meters per square second. What is the value of t? The problem is almost trivial if you are alert. CP6 solution. We wish you such problems in your exam. Problem 7. NEET 2024, re-examination. A box of mass 5 kilograms is pulled by a cord, up along a frictionless plane inclined at 30 degrees with the horizontal. The tension in the cord is 30 newtons. The acceleration of the box is, take g equals 10 meter per second squared. See also PNG problem 7. A 2 meter per second squared. B0. C 0.1 meter per second squared. D 1 meter per second squared. Identify Newton's second law. Setup. Please see P7 setup. Execute. Please see the PNG P7 solution. Problem 8. NEET 2023. MCQ, single correct answer. A football player is moving southward and suddenly turns eastward with the same speed to avoid an opponent. The force that acts on the player while turning is A. Along northward. B. Along northeast. C. Along southwest. D. Along eastward. Note that the force acts is in the direction of velocity change. Identify Newton's second law. Setup. Please see P8 solution. Execute. Please see the PNG P8 solution. Problem 9. NEET 2023. MCQ, single correct answer. Calculate the maximum acceleration of a moving car so that a body lying on the floor of the car remains stationary. The coefficient of static friction between the body and the floor is 0.15. G equals 10 meter per second squared. Identify Newton's second law, static friction. Setup. Please see P9 solution. Execute. Please see the PNG P9 solution. Problem 10. NEET 2023. A bullet from a gun is fired on a rectangular wooden block with velocity u. When bullet travels 24 centimeters through the block along its length horizontally, velocity of bullet becomes u divided by 3. Then it further penetrates into the block in the same direction before coming to rest exactly at the other end of the block. The total length of the block is. Identify motion in single direction. Setup, please see P10 solution. Execute, please see the PNG P10 solution. Thank you for your patience.